So I'm here at P Tuning again. This time, finally getting the car in alignment. Those front tires were getting fucked on the inside. So, and I know that camber is way off. So, yeah, probably I might try to see if I can get an oil change at the same time, but definitely get that alignment stuff fixed. So they use this pretty fancy laser alignment rack, and you guys have seen these before. You know, they attach these panels to the side of each wheel. The laser locates it, and it uses that to measure your caster, your camber, your toe. So Justin's under here right now fixing my toe, probably.
It has a camber adjustment too on the rear.
Ah.
Centrics on the top.
Is that a factory, or does it look like it's aftermarket? Okay,
yeah,
so we got
yeah.
factory adjustable camber on these cars in the back.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And knock on wood, but everything's breaking loose, which is pretty good for
Sweet.
a 1992 car.
Yeah.
So that's always a concern, but everything seems to be breaking loose. Of course, I PV blasted initially anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far so good. I'm gonna get your camber tweaked and then touch up the toe.
Did you touch either of these corners yet?
I made sure I could spin the tie rods, and they're both spinning. And then the just broke loose this side. I'm gonna make sure that rotates the eccentric. I
Right.
gotta grab another wrench, but and then basically you always line the rear first. Once that's done, then it goes to the front.
Cool.
Yeah, so far so good.
So these people that go get in alignment and their steering wheel is angled?
Usually what we'll do, if somebody comes back and says, you know, my steering wheel's off, first thing we'll do is we'll put it back on the rack and acquire everything. And then I'll sit in there and whoever's doing alignment, and we'll put, you know, we'll center the steering wheel, and if we're like, okay, we'll zero on the screen, then we'll be like, okay, we'll bring the customer back and let them tweak the wheel. And I got a good story on that actually. One time a customer came in, believe it or not, it was a minivan. It was a minivan.
Yeah.
And he was very particular about his alignment. And he came back like 3 or 4 times, but he always dropped the car off, so he was never here.
Yeah.
And he'd pick it up after hours. And then every time he called back, the steering wheel's crooked. The steering wheel's, and we keep doing it over and doing it over. And finally, we're like, you need to come in and straighten your steering wheel. And he liked it. Well, to me, it was way crooked, but he aligned it to the. Some people actually like it. They align it to the, you know, the wiper switch and the headlight switch, which on a lot of cars are not.
Yeah.
Like this, and that's how he liked it. But to me, it's like, what the heck, you know? No wonder he keeps saying it's crooked. But so really, with a steering wheel, it comes down to preference. But I'd say 90% of people, they like the steering wheel level to what, you know, the earth, you know, the horizon is.
Right.
And it becomes particularly tricky on a lot of European cars, like BMWs. You may notice it on your BMW, the steering column doesn't come out straight. It comes out at an angle. Comes out at an angle. So if you move your face a little bit, the steering wheel looks completely different because the steering column doesn't come out perfectly straight. It comes out at an angle. So that kind of car, if the customer's here, we'll just bring it back.
Yeah.
And have them straighten it because. Depending on where they like to sit in the seat, how high they are and everything, it actually can affect what appears straight to me or them. Or
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the only thing the machine can't measure is the steering wheel. You know, being straight. So I took my time and I looked at it and tweak it, and that's what you do. That's the only thing the machine can't do.
How about that? So this car is pretty caster limited, but we were able to spin this tan, whatever it's called, bar here to pull the front wheel closer a little bit, and we did end up with, you know, close. Pretty good camber. I mean, caster. It was a lot better than it was before at like 2.5 degrees. So there's a win. So now what we're going to do is straighten the wheel, adjust the camber again in the front to right around 2.2, 2.3, and then finalize the toe. Okay, back. Man, the car drives so much better with the alignment. But something I wanted to show you guys before I go, and let me just turn the engine off real quick to show you. Let's see. Roll the windows down. Okay, so what I wanted to show you guys, I mentioned at the beginning of the video wanting to do an oil filter change, oil change on the car, which is, all fine and dandy, you'd think. But, so this car has an oil filter, not an oil filter, of course it has an oil filter. It's got a oil cooler that runs down in here. I guess you can't really see it because it's so dark. But the thing is, in order to fit the oil cooler, it's got these extra lines. Let me zoom in, see if we can see it down there. I'm gonna have to do a little manual focusing here. There it is. So, see it? So that's the line for the oil cooler that comes off of a plate that goes into the back. It goes in down there where the oil filter resides. So let me see if I can shine a light. There. So you can see the blue, maybe you can, maybe you can't. So the blue is the filter, right? And from underneath of the car, you cannot access it. And it seems like you would need to go from the top of the car down. However, with these HKS lines in the way for the HKS FCON and the stainless line, the braided line down there for the cooler, it just I don't know how anybody did a change on this thing. And so the question I'm having right now is what to do about this. Obviously, being that this is going to be more of a DD, I want to be able to change the filter without a hassle, and that's a hassle. So I would like to get a relocation kit that mounts the filter, somewhere around here after I get the HKS FCON unit out. All this area here should be freed up and I should be able to mount it there. But even if I, had a kit, how do I mean, I don't want to drop the engine for something like this. I would think that I'd pull the intake manifold off, I guess, and that would give me access. Is that what people typically do? I guess this is a question. How do people typically install these oil filter relocation kits? And if I already have an oil cooler plate, or a plate that has accommodations for oil cooler lines, or just lines that go out and back in, do I need an entirely different plate that bolts to the block? Or is there a kit that replaces the actual filter, like maybe uses the same filter threading or something like that, and then has lines that come up and out? That's the part I got to figure out, and I'm not sure what to do at this point. Other than that, car drives great. So if you're wondering, we did end up changing the oil. We just had to keep the filter, so filterless change, unfortunately, and I really need to get that filter off. All right, that's the update. See you guys next time.